Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Summer K here on YouTube, and if you have not noticed, I've changed my Instagram name from Fitspiration by Summer to something that's going to match the rest of my social media handles. So it is Summer_KAYY Fit on Instagram and on Twitter, and then on TikTok is Summer_KAYY. Make sure that you guys are following me on social media if you haven't. That way you guys stay up to date, because some things that I post on YouTube are different from what I post on Instagram. I post more frequently on Instagram, and I try to post pretty consistently on TikTok. So if you guys do not have notifications on, make sure that you go on one of those platforms so that you guys can stay up to date with what I have going on. Do me a favor though, please like this video if you're interested in it. Make sure that you're subscribed if you have not, and if you feel like it, turn on post notifications so that you don't miss a thing. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about something that I get asked about a lot, which is, should I be doing the keto diet? So let me just give you guys a quick disclaimer. Just like fat burners, I do not do the keto diet. I have never done the keto diet, but I've worked with a lot of people that do the keto diet. So if you feel like you want to try the keto diet, or you've tried it and it hasn't necessarily worked out for you, make sure that you're paying attention to this video. Get a pen and paper if you need to, but I'll try to make it short, because if you're going to try something, I just want you to be aware of what you're doing and what you're going to be putting your body through, and I want you guys to do your own research, but you can start out with this video so you have a pretty good idea of what it is. So what we're going to cover is what the keto diet is, how to follow it, how it helps, and potential risk factors. So before we get into it, once again, please do me a favor, like and subscribe so that YouTube knows to suggest the content. Plus, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So do your girl a favor and show me a little bit of support. All right, so let's start out with, what is the keto diet? So keto is something that has become very popular over the years. It's actually most commonly used for doctors that are treating children that have epilepsy. That's how I heard about it before the keto diet got popular, but now everybody's doing it because it is very beneficial for weight loss, and it does help with other things like diabetics. People that have type 2 diabetes can benefit from doing the keto diet as well. All right, so you might be asking yourself, what is the keto diet? So the keto diet basically is a diet that is very, very low carb, moderate protein, and it's a high fat. So you might not have done keto, but you might have done low carb, like if you've done Atkins or something like that. Those follow the same similarities as the keto diet. You just don't restrict your carbs as much. I will say that, again, I have never done the keto diet, but if you restrict your carbs below to where like the keto diet is, so that you can get into ketosis, you're going to experience some symptoms, especially if you're used to having higher carbs. So just be aware. So just basically, to try to explain it as simple as possible, whenever you are doing the keto diet, you are reducing your carbs and you're increasing your fat, because you want your body to enter the metabolic state, which is called ketosis. So I will just go ahead and tell you, if you're not restricting your carbs to below like 45 carbs a day, really below like 30 carbs a day, your body's probably not in ketosis. But everybody is different, and the goal is to get into ketosis. Now, that can take a couple of days, or that can take a couple of weeks. It really just depends on your body. It's different for everyone, and everybody experiences it differently depending on what you were doing before and how your body adapts to having a severely reduction in carbs. Once you are in ketosis, your body basically starts turning the fat that you use into fuel. Whenever you have not a lot of carbs, it's going to look for something else. So it starts looking to fat, turns it into fuel, and it starts producing ketones, which basically that becomes your energy to the brain and to the body. Now, the reason why they say like this is really good for type 2 diabetics, which I have worked with a lot of diabetics, and they have seen results whenever they've done the keto diet. The way that that works is it also lowers your insulin levels, so it gets into those healthy ranges. That's just the basic way of doing it. Of course, please talk to your doctor before doing any diet, but especially the keto diet, okay? So that you can make sure that you're doing it the correct way. They might refer you to a dietitian or a nutritionist. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've talked to some dietitians, and they don't really tell you too much. So you can really get a lot of research for free on Google or on YouTube just to get the basic information. But the main thing is just to be safe, do your research, and please make sure that it is right for you, okay? So I am not going to give like my personal opinions on the keto diet. All I say is that, you know, I've never done the keto diet. I'm not interested in doing the keto diet because my body likes carbs, okay? I function very well on carbs. And I will say that genetics does play a part in it. So before we get into what you need to do for the keto diet, let me just say, I have worked with with people that have done like a genetic test and have found that their body metabolizes carbs very well and does not metabolize fats as well. So basically, if you're doing something very low carb and high fat, your body, the little carbs that you're getting, it's using that for fuel because that's what it's used to. And then whenever you're getting the fat, it's not metabolizing that as fast. And if you don't burn it, it turns into extra calories, which contributes to weight gain, or you're stagnant and you can't lose the weight. Also, it's not really ideal for somebody that is like an athlete or especially a bodybuilder. People that do that are more so better at doing low carbs or doing what they call carb cycling. I've done it to where I have lower carbs some days, higher carbs other days, especially if I'm doing like a leg day. I do give myself more flex room with carbs, but I will say that if you're doing that, you need to understand how it works and how your body adjusts to it, because you don't want to be cycling and not knowing whether you're gaining or losing muscle, or whether you're gaining or losing water weight, or whether you're just losing and you're losing everything, your muscle mass, you're losing weight and fat, but you're not getting the results that you want because you don't know what your body likes. So with that being said, make sure that you are paying attention to your body with anything that you do, okay? I need protein as well, and with a lot of keto dieters that I've seen, there's not a high amount of protein. If you want to know how much protein you should be getting, you can go to calculator.net and it'll tell you what your protein needs are. There's also a lot of other research on Google that you could probably look up, but that's just the easiest way. I love calculator.net. It'll also tell you how many calories you need to lose weight, so that you have you a guideline without having to pay somebody to give you the same information that you could really find for free. So back to the original topic, which is the keto diet. So if you are doing the keto diet, this is what you should be able to do, which is eliminate your carbs, a lot of them. You have to eliminate bread. You have to eliminate pasta. If you're a person that likes sweets, you have to cut that out too, which you should already not be getting, a lot of unhealthy sugar anyways. But, if you're doing it, you need to stop. Protein is your friend, so you are going to be eating a lot of meat. You're going to be eating a lot of fish, a lot of chicken. Vegans and vegetarians kind of have issues with that because, you can't really have beans, so you got to get your protein source from somewhere. But you have to eliminate your high carb vegetables. You got to look for low carb vegetables. You have to eliminate your fruits because those are natural. That's nature's sugar. So like fruits, honey, things like that. You kind of got to give that up because you don't have the flex room for those carbs. You got to look for high fiber veggies. So like broccoli is a really good one. You got to get rid of your potatoes. Now, I will tell you, that is one of the main reasons why I cannot do low carb, because I love me some potatoes. I love potatoes in all forms, okay? You should just be doing it in a way to where if you have some flex room while you're on the keto diet, if you cheat a little bit, do not go overboard, because that's where people mess up, okay? You have to get used to doing it and you have to be consistent, because at the end of the day, you're either in ketosis or you're not. You can't straddle the fence of ketosis. Now, you can do low carb and not be in ketosis and see if you get some results, because that's what a lot of people do. But you cannot one day be doing 20 net carbs and the next day be doing 80 net carbs and think that your body is going to be okay, because your body's going to be confused. Since you are doing high fat, I also want to make a disclaimer, okay? I have seen people that do the keto diet and it just makes me cringe. Please do not think that it is okay to have a plate full of bacon because it's keto, okay? Yes, it's keto friendly, but anything that is high fat and it's unhealthy fat, you still have to be careful with, because that is heart disease, okay, on a platter. So if you're going to have bacon, just be smart about it. Don't have 6 strips of bacon and don't have it every day, all day as a staple in your diet, okay? Pick healthy fats such as nuts, avocados, peanut butter, which I love. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things. Chia seeds. You can't have rolled oats because those are high in carbs, but you can have chia seeds. So it's all about making healthy substitutions. And also what you'll realize is that if you look up on Pinterest, for example, which you can follow me on Pinterest too, it's Summer K, you will see that there are a lot of low carb options for making bread and making pizzas and things like that they taste pretty good, and you can still keep it within your keto guidelines. You just have to do the research and kind of see what you like and play around with stuff, because when we're used to something, when we're used to getting white bread, when we go to wheat bread, we don't like it because our taste buds are used to white bread. But if you go without white bread for about a week and then you have some wheat bread, it's going to taste just fine because you're fine. it's the same thing with doing keto-friendly things. You have to just experiment and see what you like so that you can stick to it, because it's all about being consistent at the end of the day. So like I said, you stay within ketosis. Now, I will say, for the most part, as far as I know, keto diet is very effective on losing weight. That's why it's so popular right now. It's been pretty popular for a while now. You know, you have the paleo diet and things like that, but keto has pretty much stuck since it's become popular because it is very effective on weight loss. I've worked with people that have been able to drop because they've been in ketosis, and you don't have to restrict it as low as what you might see on social media. It just needs to be between 30 or less than 50 carbs, you know what I'm saying? But it's about your body, and you need to find things that are high in fiber and that will help keep you full, because you will drop. And I've seen people get off their medication. I've seen people get into normal healthy ranges, feel better, start exercising, those types of things, because they're making those healthier options. The good thing about doing the keto diet is that it is pretty easy to follow. It's about mainly cutting out those foods and stuff, but most people don't have to like calorie count. It's about portion control, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty easy to fill your plate up with veggies, get you the little bit of carbs that you can have, and make sure that you have enough fats. Like, you can count it. You know how many nuts that you need to have, those types of things, versus trying to count your calories and input it. But of course, if you want to do it the correct way and see if you're getting it right, please track your food so that way you have some type of guideline to where you're going. Just to go a little bit more in depth on how it might help just for the average person, not just saying only for diabetics or people like that, or people that have like an extreme weight loss. It can help you drop those 20 pounds, especially if you're stagnant. But like I said, be aware that if you are exercising, your body uses carbs. So if you're going really low carb, you're probably not going to feel too good, and it can affect your exercise performance. But we're going to talk about how it does help you. So I've noticed that a lot of people don't eat enough protein. I've already spoke on that, but you don't. Okay, if you're doing weightlifting, that type of thing, you need to have a higher intake of protein. But just for the average person, it generally goes by height, not by weight. Like I said, you can find it on Google to see what's right for you, and go to calculator.net if you want to make it simple. But increasing your protein intake is very good for weight loss. A lot of people associate an increase in protein with like muscle building, but it's good for weight loss in general. Remember, whenever you are increasing your muscle mass, not necessarily muscle size, but increasing lean muscle mass and dropping the fat, you start burning more calories. The more lean muscle mass you have, the more calories you'll burn at rest. So if you're increasing your protein and you are fueling yourself so that you can get more lean muscle mass, overall that's going to contribute to more weight loss. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just tell me in the comments and I'll explain it a little bit further. Number 2, as I said, you got to eliminate some foods that you are probably really good with. Now if you're somebody that doesn't really eat bread, doesn't really like that stuff anyways, keto is probably going to be a breeze for you. But for the most part, we like carbs and we like sweets. We love our fruits because they are comfort foods, especially if you're in the South. I did not know until probably like a few years ago that corn and potatoes are considered starches. They're not considered vegetables. Where I'm from, they're vegetables. So those types of things, like things that you might have grown up with, because a lot of things does come from our childhood and how we were taught to eat when we take it into adulthood. You have to just be aware that you got to cut some stuff out. So whenever you eliminate that stuff, when you eliminate the sweets, when you eliminate the sodas, you are naturally going to drop anyways, because carbs are usually high calorie foods. And then sugar contributes to bloating, you know, holding water weight, all of that type of stuff. So you're going to drop anyways, which is going to give you that extra motivation to keep on going. And then of course you are going to have it to where, like I said before, your body is going to stop using carbs as the main source of fuel, and it's going to start using the fats and like the protein as the source of fuel, which is going to contribute in an increase in weight loss. And of course, you want to just make sure that you are not going overboard on your fat too. So even though it is high fat, you still have a cap on how much fat you have, because anything extra, if you are going over in calories, is just going to lead to extra weight and you're not going to lose. And like I said, heart disease, you want to be careful whenever you are doing high fat things, because we still have to pay attention to our body. So if you are like a heart patient, your doctor might tell you keto diet is not right for you, and you might just want to stick to low carb versus keto. It can also help with suppressing your appetite, depending on the person. It really just depends. It could be because you're eating a little bit more often than you're used to, but hopefully it's because you're eating more high fiber things. Whenever you go to find like keto snacks and stuff, a lot of them will have a certain amount of fiber so that you have lower net carbs. And what that means is that it's your gut fiber. It's your fiber that your body can digest easily. So it helps you feel full. A lot of it will have dietary fiber, and all dietary fiber means is that that's what's going to help keep you full. That's the fiber that you want to look for. You want to look for what the net carbs are. What you do is you take away the total carbohydrates from your dietary fiber, and whatever you have left over, like say that you have something that is 20 carbs, that's how much it is for total carbs, and then right under that it says that it has 15 grams of dietary fiber. That means that your net carbs is only 5 grams, so therefore it's keto friendly. You can have it. Now if you have something that says there's 26 grams of carbs, such as like bread, if it's going to be 26 grams of carbs, you look at the fiber, it's only got 2 grams of dietary fiber. You don't want to eat that because that's going to take away most of your carbs for the day. So you want something that's going to be high in dietary fiber so that it can help you feel full, help you get through the day, and also keep you within your carb range, okay? It also helps with improving your insulin levels. So diabetics, type 2 diabetics, of course you should consult with your doctor. But the goal is for it to help with your metabolism, because you are eating better foods. You are helping increase your insulin sensitivity. Helping improve your insulin sensitivity, which will overall lead to you getting the results that you want, whether it is weight loss or whether it is just getting your diabetes in check. If you are a type 2 diabetic, just make sure you talk to your doctor with it, and make sure that you are going to get your regular checkups too, because if you don't know how your body is doing, then you're not going to know where to go. And then just to go with eliminating the foods, you have not a lot of sugar that you're eating if you're eating any like extra added sugar. So with that being said, your body is going to convert fat instead of converting sugar, which is going to overall lead to better weight loss. Because if you're not eating sugar, then it's not going to be able to store it. And the reason why, if you guys just don't know, the reason why sugar has such a down, like even though we have like natural sugars like your fruits and honey and things like that that have natural sugars in them without any added sugars, sugar gets converted into extra calories, okay, very easily, which is why a lot of people gain weight very easily. So now we are just going to wrap it up with talking about how to follow it, which is going to go with how it helps. Number one, you need to watch your carb intake. You need to keep it less than like 45 grams. I think that says 50, but less than 45 grams of carbs a day. Most people keep it below 30. That's really up to you. Just see how your body likes it. I will say if you are exercising, especially if you are somebody that works out regularly, like 5 times a week, you might have to increase it a little bit, or maybe not do the keto diet at all, because you are not going to have peak performance if you are depleting your carbs as much and your body needs those carbs. If you're somebody where your body metabolizes carbs very well, then the keto diet might be kind of tough for you to follow, because your body is going to be saying, hey, we need you to put some more carbs in the body, okay? So just be aware of that. Just see if it works for you. Just make sure you're consistent, and you'll know whether your body is responding to it positively or not. As I already said, vegetables are your best friend. Make sure that you're eating low-carb vegetables. Make sure that you are eating vegetables that help keep you full. I will say a lot of people that I worked with that's done the keto diet, dill pickles will become your best friend because they're crunchy, because they're good, and because they count as a vegetable. The only thing that you need to watch out for is the sodium, because that's what pickles are. So just make sure that you're being aware of that. But if you feel like, hey, I need something to eat on, grab you a pickle and crunch on it, make you a lettuce wrap, some things like that that are just going to help you stay on track without. Make sure that you find a plan that fits you. So that's like already saying, make sure that you listen to your body, because if your body says, hey, this is not enough carbs, you might have to tweak it a little bit. And just piggybacking off of that, don't be afraid to do substitutes. So as I said earlier in the video, if you want to try like some keto friendly bread or maybe some ice cream or something like that, that you can do that will keep you within the keto guidelines, do that, okay? Because it's more so about consistency and staying on track. You do not want to be a yo-yo dieter. Go to Pinterest, pin you some recipes and give them all a try until you get it right, okay? If you feel like you are not seeing progress, you might need to track it. So download My Fitness Pal, download some type of calorie counter. There's there's an app that can tell you like what you're doing with your fats, your proteins, and your carbs. I use My Fitness Pal, but I know there's like a keto one. I just don't know what it's called. So just experiment with that. That way you can track your progress and make sure that you're staying on track so that you know where to go. If you mess up or you're not seeing progress, then you know like, hey, I'm really not eating enough fats, or I'm not getting enough protein, and you can tweak it how you need to. And then lastly, I saved this one for last because I'm about to speak on something else. you might need to replace your minerals. So if you are not taking a multivitamin, especially, you might need to look into taking a multivitamin so that you can make sure that you're getting everything that you need. But also, electrolytes will be your best friend, okay? Powerade Zero, that type of stuff, or you can just go get some actual electrolyte packets. And then magnesium. Magnesium helps with a lot of things in the body, but it also will help you with that. And then they have some things called like BHB salts or keto salts or whatever. Those are like little supplements that you can go and get. Just see if that's something that you need to do. If you feel like you're struggling the first couple of days, you might need to supplement with something like that to make you feel better. Because when you do the keto diet, something that is very common is the keto flu, which turns a lot of people off. A lot of people do not do the keto diet because they do not like how the keto flu feels, because it is tough, okay? Everybody's different. I've had people that have not had any issues at all, and I have had people that feel like they are literally on their deathbed. I've never had the flu, don't want to have it, but they say it is similar to the flu. It makes your mental clarity is like decreased, like you have like, it's cloudy, okay? You can't exercise as well because you don't have enough carbs going, okay? And then you have things like headaches. I've had people say that. You feel nauseous. You might have trouble sleeping. If you have any of those things, a lot of people just work through it. Like I said, get you a multivitamin, get you some electrolytes in your body, and slow down on exercise. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because you want to get the fastest results possible, which we all know is through reducing your carb intake and exercising, but you have to listen to your body. You do not want to fatigue your body out trying to follow a keto diet and then it end up having really, really bad consequences, okay? If you are doing the keto diet and you want to stick to the keto diet and you're exercising and you don't feel like it, you need to listen to your body and you need to kind of slack up on exercising and focus more on what you're eating, okay? You can always add it back later. And then what I will say is, once you do start seeing results, you cannot just automatically add the carbs back into your diet, okay? You have to ease your way back into it. If your body gets used to not having a lot of carbs and it starts adjusting, and then, you know, you might see like a pretty good weight loss in like 2 weeks or a month, and then you turn around and you add just all that, like, oh my God, I miss bread, I miss this and that. You start eating it, you're gonna gain that weight right back, like right back. And then whenever you try to lose it again, it's not gonna work as well. That's just very common with anything. If you lose weight and you gain it back and you start to try to lose it again, it's gonna be a slower process. And each time you have to restart, you're gonna have to work a lot harder, or it's gonna take longer to happen. So just be aware of that. Once you start seeing yourself get closer to your goal and you decide, like, you know what, I want to go ahead and start getting off the keto diet, ease yourself out of it. Go from being on the keto diet to being low carb. So just slowly increase your carbs. If you're exercising, you know, you'll probably start to feel a little bit different with that too. And then just take it like week by week. Just slowly increase your carbs, slowly decrease your fats. You'll probably be increasing your protein a little bit depending on what you're doing, but just do it like that. Don't just automatically throw them back in there, because if you do that, you're going to lose all your progress and then you're not going to feel good as well. So with that being said, I hope that this answered your questions about keto. I hope it gives you a good idea on how you want to start. If you want something as far as a meal plan, I do low carb meal plans. I do meal plans that could probably be tweaked to fit the keto diet, but I don't necessarily do keto diet meal plans, okay? I just don't want to. It's just too much for me. So, but feel free to reach out to me if you need some type of guidelines. Like I said, Pinterest is free. I mean, Pinterest has a lot of things. Pinterest has grocery lists. It has meals. It can probably, if you click on it, you can probably find a blog that will give you a sample meal plan to start you out with keto, okay? So it's all about playing around with it and seeing what works best for you. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it's free, and turn on post notifications if you want to catch another video whenever I upload so that you don't miss a thing. And don't forget to follow me on social media. It is Summer_KAYY Fit for Instagram and Twitter, and it is Summer_KAYY for TikTok. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next time.